Somewhere between broke and wealthy, there's an invisible line, a specific number where money literally starts behaving differently. It stops draining away and starts pulling more money toward it. For most people, that number is $10,000. And here's the strange part. Most Americans never cross it. Not because they don't earn enough, but because nobody ever showed them the math I'm about to show you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the first $10,000 is the hardest money you'll ever save, why everything gets easier after it, and the 5 moves that get you there faster than you think. Quick note before we start. This is education, not financial advice, but I promise you, this is the stuff that should have been taught in school. Let's start with an uncomfortable number. More than half of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing. Not 10,000, 1,000. Now think about what that actually means day to day. The car breaks down. That's a credit card at 24% interest. The dentist finds a problem. Payment plan. The landlord raises rent. Panic. When you have no buffer, life is just a series of financial emergencies waiting to happen. Every single surprise becomes debt, and every debt makes the next surprise worse. This is what I call survival mode money. And here's the cruel part. Survival mode is expensive. Poor people don't pay less to live. They pay more. Overdraft fees, late fees, high-interest debt. Buying the cheap boots that wear out twice as fast. When you're under $10,000, the financial system is actively working against you. But watch what happens when you cross the line. At $10,000, emergencies stop being emergencies. They become inconveniences. The car repair, you pay it, you're annoyed, you move on. No debt spiral. No 24% interest. No panic. And that's just the defense. The offense is where it gets interesting. And that's the math most people have never seen. Let me show you. Here's the thing about compound growth that charts never make you feel. Take $10,000 in a simple index fund averaging 8% a year. That's $800 a year, about $67 a month that your money earns while you sleep. $67 a month doesn't sound life-changing, but it's the first time in your life that money shows up without you trading hours for it. That psychological switch matters more than the amount. Now run the clock forward because this is where the $10,000 rule reveals itself. $10,000 left alone at 8% doubles roughly every 9 years. No extra deposits. 10 becomes 20. 20 becomes 40. 40 becomes 80. That same $10,000 left alone for 35 years is over $150,000. But here's the number that should really get your attention. If you keep adding just $300 a month on top of that first $10,000 at the same 8%, in 30 years, you're sitting on over $500,000. $500,000. From a starting point most people never reach. That's why Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner, one of the sharpest investors who ever lived, famously told a young man that the first $100,000 is the hardest, and that he had to get there whatever it takes. Because Munger understood something most people don't. Wealth isn't linear, it's a snowball. And a snowball needs a starting mass before the physics take over. $10,000 is that starting mass. It's not rich, it's not even close, but it's the ignition point. The moment your money stops being a pile and starts being an engine. So the real question becomes, how do you actually get there? Because I know what some of you are thinking. Easy to say, harder to do when rent eats half your paycheck. Fair. So let's get practical. 5 moves. In order. Starting with the one that matters more than all the others combined. Before you save a single dollar toward your $10,000, kill any debt above 15% interest. Credit cards, payday loans, store financing. Here's why this isn't a detour. It is the strategy. Every dollar of credit card debt at 24% is a guaranteed negative investment. There is no stock, no fund, no crypto coin that reliably pays you 24%. But paying off that card, That's a guaranteed 24% return, tax-free, risk-free. It's the single best investment available to any human being with card debt. One exception. While you're paying it down, keep $1,000 in cash as a mini buffer. Because without it, the first surprise expense goes right back on the card, and you're running in a circle. Here's an uncomfortable truth about willpower. You don't have enough of it. Nobody does. If saving requires a decision every month, you will eventually decide no. Once, then twice. Then it's over. So remove the decision. Set an automatic transfer for the day after your paycheck lands. Money moves to a separate, high-yield savings account before you ever see it. Not the same bank as your checking account, a different one, slightly annoying to access. Friction is your friend here. You're not hiding money from a thief, you're hiding it from you. And the amount? Start with 10% of your take-home pay. Can't do 10? Do 5. The percentage matters less than the automation. A mediocre plan that runs automatically beats a perfect plan that depends on your mood. Take 1 hour. 1. Pull up your last 3 months of bank statements and find the leaks. The average household is bleeding money in 3 places: subscriptions they forgot, insurance they never reshopped, and interest charges they've stopped even noticing. Subscriptions alone average over $200 a month for American households, and most people guess they spend half that. Reshopping car insurance takes 20 minutes and saves hundreds a year. This isn't about canceling everything that brings you joy. It's about canceling what you forgot exists. 1 hour of boring admin work is often worth $2,000 to $3,000 a year. That's the highest hourly rate you will ever earn. Tax refund, work bonus, birthday money, side gig payment. The moment irregular money arrives, it's in danger, because your brain files it under free money, and free money gets spent on nonsense. So make the rule before the money arrives. 90% of any windfall goes straight to the goal. 10% you blow on whatever you want, guilt-free. That 10% is important. It keeps the system human. Deprivation plans fail. Systems with a pressure valve survive. For the average American, the tax refund alone is around $3,000. One windfall, correctly routed, can be a third of your entire goal. Here's the honest math most finance videos skip. If you can only save $200 a month, the $10,000 takes about 4 years. That's a long time to stay motivated. Cutting expenses has a floor. You can only cut so much. But earning has no ceiling. You don't need a business empire. You need a gap closer. Overtime shifts. Selling the stuff in your garage. The average home has over $1,000 of sellable clutter sitting in closets. A weekend skill. Tutoring, detailing cars, freelance work in whatever you already do professionally. An extra $300 a month cuts that 4-year timeline down to under 2. And something strange happens when side money starts flowing toward a specific goal. You start seeing opportunities everywhere, not because they appeared, because you finally had a reason to look. So you cross the line. The account says $10,000. What actually changes? More than you'd expect, and most of it isn't about money. First, your risk tolerance transforms. You can finally invest without flinching, because a market dip no longer threatens your rent. People with no buffer sell in a panic at the bottom. People with a buffer hold, and holding is where all the returns live. Second, your negotiating position changes. Walking into a salary negotiation, or out of a bad job, hits different when you have months of expenses banked. Desperation is expensive. Employers can smell it. The buffer literally makes you more valuable. Third, and nobody talks about this one, your decisions get smarter automatically. There's real research on this. Financial scarcity measurably drops cognitive performance. Your brain under money stress is operating with less capacity. Remove the stress, and you don't just feel better, you think better. The buffer buys back IQ points you didn't know you'd lost. That's the $10,000 rule. The money is the smallest part of what you're buying. What you're actually buying is a different brain, a different posture, and a seat at a table most people never reach. One morning before you go, because there's a trap waiting right after the finish line. The moment you hit 10,000, your brain will whisper, "We made it. Time to celebrate. New car, big trip, upgrade the apartment." This is lifestyle creep, and it kills more wealth than any market crash ever has. It's why lottery winners go broke, and why people earning six figures still live paycheck to paycheck. Remember the snowball. 10,000 isn't the destination, it's the ignition. The same system that built your first 10,000, left running untouched, builds the first 100,000. And after 100,000, the compounding gets genuinely absurd. Your money starts earning more per year than the leak audit, the windfalls, and the side hustle combined. That's the game the wealthy have been playing all along, not working harder, starting the snowball earlier, and refusing to melt it. If this video connected some dots for you, the next one goes deeper into that exact game. How rich people use debt, the same thing that destroys most families, as a wealth-building tool. It's the dark mirror of everything you just learned. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you there.